Automaticity is the ability to perform a task with little to no attention. A great example of automaticity that probably everyone has experienced is driving. Many times I've gotten in the car and become so distracted by my own thoughts, a podcast, a conversation, only to find myself arriving and thinking, wow, I don't remember getting here. It feels as if, by magic, the car drove here by itself. But this isn't magic, this is automaticity. We see automaticity in sport and activities, or any skill-based performance. This phenomena of autonomous skill development is possible through forming complex mental representations of a task, and generally forms over 3 stages of skill development: the cognitive stage, the associative stage, and the autonomous stage. You might want automaticity when learning a new skill, such as how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Let's take the case of Xanthia to walk us through these 3 stages. Xanthia wants to become an expert with a Rubik's Cube. Being the absolute novice that she is, Xanthia has approached an expert in the field to coach her through, Natalia. Here we begin the cognitive stage of skill development. In this stage, Natalia will be helping Xanthia develop declarative knowledge relevant to using a Rubik's Cube. For example, the basic methods used to solve a Rubik's Cube. Xanthia will practice and will be slow. She'll need to concentrate and probably make many errors because of her high cognitive load. This process is otherwise explained as proceduralization, the process of turning declarative knowledge, which refers to explicit knowledge about facts and things that we are consciously aware of and can report on, into procedural knowledge, which refers to knowledge about how to do things, such as how to solve problems. Jenkins et al. Observed this process through PET scans on participants' brains and saw how the frontal area of the brain, associated with the working memory, are active during the early stages of learning, and in later stages that the hippocampus, associated with long-term memory, is active in performing a task. After some practice, we can see Xanthia has entered into the next stage of skill development, the associative stage. Here we can see Xanthia has developed some procedural knowledge and doesn't need to concentrate as hard and makes fewer errors, although not totally. After much training, Xanthia has entered the autonomous stage. We can see she is much faster at solving the Rubik's Cube with no errors. This task is so automatic to her she can even do it while attending to other tasks. This is in line with a study by Rowe and McKenna, which examined performance in expert versus novice tennis players on a video-based tennis task. While completing the tennis task, participants also engaged in a dual task where they had to generate a random stream of numbers. Results show the performance on the tennis task by the novice participants had greater dual task decrement than the expert tennis players. This finding suggests an automated skill is less attentionally demanding, as the expert participants were less vulnerable to interference from the dual task. Now that Xanthia is an expert, we might assume she has her mind on other things while trying to solve the Rubik's Cube. Let's check in.
You can go a bit faster, keep a consistent pace so you don't have your fingers. Yeah, good job. Yeah, cool, you're at the next level. I've got to get to the bottom. I'm going to put this here for later positioning.
As we just heard, she actually has her mind on more technical things to do with solving the Rubik's Cube. This is in line with Morgan and Pollock's findings on marathon runners. They found that expert marathon runners were actually thinking about their performance in a more technical manner, whereas the novice marathon runners were thinking about things such as how much pain they were in. Thanks for listening to our presentation on automaticity.